What's up, you guys, and welcome back to my channel. You guys really seem to like my last story time, so I decided that I would come back and give you
another one.
I decided that I would come back and give you guys
another one.
Really?
Another one.
Is that too much? Should I edit that out? Look, I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. I said I'm sorry, all right, beautiful? You were saying?
Yeah, like I was saying, I decided to come back and give you guys another story time. So as you can tell from the title of this video, I'm going to be telling you guys of the story of when my mom thought I was a lesbian. And no, this is not clickbait, this actually happened. But I want to start off by saying that by no means is being lesbian, gay, or bisexual wrong or embarrassing in any way. I believe that we all have the right to love who we want to love. I believe that love is love. I don't mean to be cheesy or nothing, but I ordered this shirt like 3 weeks ago in the mail, and today it actually came in, so I thought it was the perfect time to film this video, and I thought it was the perfect time to wear it. So here's me stunting my little shirt, Love is love, 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 is love. What's up, Lin-Manuel? Back to what I was saying. I believe that everyone has the right to love who they want to love and should never, ever, ever be judged because of who they love and because of how they feel towards another person. Nobody should be able to take that away from you. And that's something that I really want to stress. I wasn't offended when my mom told me that she thought I was a lesbian, but it was just really surprising to me, and it like took me like back a little, caught me off guard, and I was like, what? But yeah, I just thought the story was really funny how everything unfolded. So I thought that I would share that with you guys this week. So without further ado, let's just get into the video. Okay, so this story does take place back when I was in 8th grade. A lot of shit happened in 8th grade, let me tell you. Like I told you guys before, I would stay after school almost every single day for an after school program that we had. And when it was time for me to go home, I would usually go home with a friend, and my mom would pick me up at their house later on once she got off of work, because it was just more convenient for her and I wouldn't be waiting at the school in the fucking night. So I made arrangements with a friend to always go over to her house after that after school program. At the time, I would always go over to my friend's house, and for obvious reasons, I'm going to change her name, and we will call her Sam. So Sam and I were really good friends. We've been friends since like 2nd grade, and back in this time, I was dating Chase. So, being that I was in 8th grade, I wasn't allowed to date. Well, I mean, actually, I wasn't really sure if I wasn't allowed to date. Like, I never had the like boyfriend talk with my mom because, you know, great parenting skills. But I never discussed like, hey, when can I have a boyfriend? But I just assumed that I wasn't allowed to have a boyfriend. So I was like, not gonna tell you that I have a boyfriend, so I didn't tell her. Cause like, I'm pretty sure I wasn't allowed to have one. At the time, my mother was one of those very nosy parents. Like if she thought something was wrong, she wasn't just like, oh sweetie, like are you okay? Is something bothering you? Like, is there anything you wanna talk to me about? She wouldn't like pry her way into getting me to talk. She literally would go full on chismosa, and she would go in my phone and read all my messages. But like the thing that blows my mind is like when I was asleep, she snuck into my room and she would read my messages. I was in 8th grade, so I didn't have a nice ass phone. I had one of those, I think it was an LG. It was like the flip phones. It wasn't like a Sidekick. Is that what it was? A Rumor? Well, I don't even fucking know anymore. But it was one of those phones that you flip up to do the keyboard. It wasn't like a flip phone, but it was like a flip up, slide up phone. I don't know. I'll insert a picture right here. But it was one of those friggin' phones. So I wasn't allowed to have a password on it because, I don't know, that's too advanced technology for those phones, I guess, I don't know. But I didn't have a password on my phone, so it was so easy for anyone to go into my belongings, my phone, my information, especially my mother. But the thing is, I knew that my mom was sneaky. I knew what she was up to. I knew that she liked to sneak around my room and look through all my stuff when I wasn't there. Because I would notice, I would pick up on things here and there, like, oh, this wasn't open when I came in, or like, you know, whatever. I caught on to her. So when I started dating Chase, I was smart. I got smart. And I was like, you know what? I'm not gonna have his name in my phone. And like, what if she goes into my messages and reads my text and she's like, who's Chase? You know, like, who's he? But like, you know, like, so I changed his name to my friend Sam's name. I put his number and saved it as Sam's name because if for some reason my mom ever went through my phone, she would see that I'm texting Sam. So that's what I did. So life goes on and I'm in the after school program, and before it starts we would always meet up in the cafeteria. Like everyone would meet there to sign in. And so I was sitting at those long ass cafeteria benches and I was just talking to my friends, just relaxing. My friend is like talking to me and she's like, hey dude, isn't that your mom? And I'm just ignoring her like, nah, my mom's in Palm Desert, like she's at work. She's not gonna come all the way over here like for no reason. Like she's in Palm Desert, like, you know? And like our school was in Coachella, so why would she come, you know? I was like, no, like you're dumb, like stop lying to me. And here she comes into the cafeteria, storming in, and she's talking to the advisor, like the one that's like in charge of everything, and she's like trying to like tell her to let her sign me out. But I guess like the lady that was in charge like didn't let her sign me out. Apparently she couldn't let her sign me out because we hadn't started the program yet. You know, like I guess she has to wait until we start, until like 30 minutes after we start. Some that shit like that, okay? But they wouldn't let her take me out right away, so she was getting angry at them, she was getting frustrated, and I remember seeing her like looking upset. So I go over there and I'm like, hey mom, like what are you doing here? But I'm like, hey, like, you know, what's going on? And she's like, I'm trying to take you out and blah blah blah. I'm like, wait, why? Like I want to be here, you know, like I want to stay with my friends and my boyfriend. But so I told her like, no, like no. And she's like I'm taking you home. I was like, okay. Finally, we leave the school, we're in the car, and we have a 15 to like 20 minute drive ahead of us, and there is just dead silence in the car. Like it's just like piercing, like you could cut the tension in half. I remember trying to turn on the radio because like it was really quiet and it was just kind of like awkward, so I tried to turn on the radio. I remember this because like she's so dramatic when she's mad, like me, but like she's so dramatic. So I turn on the radio to like listen to some music and she slaps the fucking button off and she's like, no, I want quiet. And I'm like, oh, okay. I was like trying to talk to her. I'm like, hey, like what's wrong? Are you okay? How was your day at work? And she dead ass looks at me and she's like, I'm not talking to you right now. I will speak to you when we get home. What did I do? Like, what did I do? So finally we pull up to my house in the driveway and I just asked her, I'm like, what did I do? Because like I can't take it anymore. It just really breaks my heart whenever like I would see my mom and she just like looked very disappointed in me. It's just a horrible feeling when you disappoint someone. And so we walk inside the house, and immediately in that house that we lived in, once you get inside of the door, you take a sharp left and the kitchen table was right there. So she's like, sit down. So I sat down. She sits down on the other side. She just fucking sighs. And she's like, are you lesbian? At first, I thought she was joking because, you know, I had never given her any like reason to speculate that. So I was like, what are you talking about? And then like, I could tell in her face that she just got like so serious and so mad. And she was just like, don't lie to me, don't lie to me, don't lie to me, like 3 times. And I was like, I'm not lying. I am not. Am I lying? I'm not lying. And I continued to tell her like, no mom, like I'm not lying, I'm not a lesbian. So I'm like I don't know what to tell you. But she was like stuck on that idea that I was. Then I asked her like, why would she think that? Like what makes you think that? And then she tells me that she read my messages and that she saw what Sam and I would talk about. And at first I was really confused because I was like, I mean, Sam and I don't like flirt. We don't say anything like that could give reason for someone to think that we're like lesbian or that we're a couple. So I started getting defensive and angry, and I was like, okay, well, why are you going through my messages in the first place? Like, why are you going through my phone? And she's like, I pay for your phone bill, so I have every right to go through everything. And she was just basically saying that she has the right to look through all my stuff and all my belongings whenever she wants because she purchased those items for me, or she pays for those things for me. And I really don't see that as good parenting skills at all. Like, no offense to my mom, but that was just really shitty parenting skills in my opinion. Because yes, as a parent, you do have the right to know what your kids are up to, how they're doing, if they're doing okay, but to a certain extent. If you cross that line and you start looking too deep into your child's personal life, that's when you start to lose their trust, and that's when they don't want to confide in you and tell you things, you know, like they don't want to tell you like how their day went or if they're going through a problem. And what I'm trying to get at is that as a parent, you should be able to have really good communication skills with your child in order to have like emotional and deep conversations with them in order to find out everything that you need to know. You should have a strong enough bond with your child that in any circumstance, whenever they have a problem, you should be the first person that they want to run to and say, hey mom, or hey dad, I need your help. And my mom just thought that she can go through my whole personal life without me ever even finding out. Like she just did it behind my back. It's like when you read someone's diary. Like in a movie, like if you see a character read the girl's diary, like she gets so offended and so hurt because like that's her personal life. Like that's everything. That's like her dreams, what she dreams about, her interests. Like, you know, like just ask me how I feel about this, or ask me if I like someone. But like, no, like I didn't have that communication with my mom, and that's where I think that that's wrong. I just think that sneaking around through your child's belongings is just not very good. But like I said, to a certain extent. Yes, you have the right to do that, but don't go overboard. You know what I'm saying? I feel like you need to give your kids just a little bit of privacy and a little bit of freedom. Not so much freedom where they're going around living a completely double secret life. Like no, like not that much. Like that's not okay. Like that's also bad parenting skills. But what I'm saying is that, you know, you need to let them live a little. Just give them a little space, you know? Like, damn. So we start arguing and I'm like, no mom, I'm not dating Sam, I'm not dating anyone, but I'm like, no, I'm not dating any girls. So then she just changes the subject and she's like, okay, well, do you have a boyfriend? And I'm just like, no, why? I don't have a boyfriend. And then she goes on to tell me, that apparently the day before we're having this conversation, I came home with a black little mark on my neck. And she's like, you came home with the hickey the other day. And I was like, let me stop you right there, mom. I was like, let me stop you right there. Because first of all, I would never come home with a hickey. Like, I just find it so trashy. Like, I'm sorry, I don't mean to offend anyone. I just find it so trashy. It's like bruises on your neck. Like, we get it, like, you're sexual, cool. But like, we live in such a judgmental world where like, I just wouldn't want to deal with everyone staring at me, or like, especially since I'm in middle school, well, I was in middle school, like girls would be like, oh my god, she's such a slut, look at those hickeys on her neck. I caught her right there and I was like, no, like that did not happen. I was like, look at my neck, like where do you see the hickey? If supposedly I had a hickey the day before, it would still be there, mom, where is it? And so she was like, still being very persistent, and she just keeps asking, who are you talking to then? Because she knows something's up. And I was just like, you know what? Like my cover's blown already. Like I can't escape from this. So I just told her, I was like, yeah, mom, I have a boyfriend. She just goes to tell me like, you can't be dating right now. I don't want you dating nobody. And then I hate myself for this. And at this point, I'm like crying, bawling my eyes out. But I was like, but mom, I love him. And like, she just keeps telling me like, no, you can't have a boyfriend, and I'm just like, I'm just laughing at myself because I literally said, but I love him. And that makes me cringe so hard. But anyways, she told me that I needed to break up with him. She's like, she's so extra. But she was like, just blame it on me. Just say that you can't have a boyfriend and just break up with him and blah, blah. And I was just really upset about it. And I told her that I would. But I didn't. And I was like, you know what? You were being sneaky and sneaking around my phone. I'm gonna be sneaky and have a boyfriend. But yeah, I mean, that was basically it. Like, that whole little drama was all right there. That's when she accused me of being a lesbian. It was a pretty, like, serious moment when it happened. I feel like I need to explain a little bit on my mom's behalf of why she might have sounded upset at the fact that I might have been lesbian. My mom is a very religious, very old school woman who believes that marriage is only between a man and a woman. As I mentioned before, I do believe that love is love no matter what gender you are. So my mom and I definitely do have very different values. I believe that's because we grew up in two very different generations with completely different values, opinions, and just totally different mindsets. I don't mean to get religious on any of you guys, but I do believe in God. I do believe in equality. I do believe in same-sex marriage, and not a lot of Christians understand that. I myself don't really understand how the most devoted Christians can say that God loves all of his people except homosexuals. To me, that just doesn't make sense at all. And no matter what anybody says, I truly believe that he loves everyone, no matter who we choose to love. And I'm not saying that my opinion is superior over anyone else's. I'm just clearly stating that this is my opinion and that this is how I feel on the matter. So I hope that you guys can respect that, because although I don't understand other people's mindsets, I do respect them and I do listen to them. So if you have different opinions and different values than I do, I hope that you will be able to listen and to respect my opinions as well. So that's all I'm gonna say about that, but I just really thought that I needed to put that out there. So yeah, that's my story time for you guys today. I really hope that you guys enjoyed it. If you guys like it and you guys want me to do more, please make sure to give it a big thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you aren't already, because I put up new videos every single week, and sometimes twice a week if you're lucky, and sometimes twice a week if I'm not busy, because your girl gotta go to school and your girl gotta pay bills and your girl got a life. Actually, no, I don't have a life. This is my life, but you know, so yeah. So if you guys want to be a part of my family, go ahead and subscribe. And if you guys are already a part of my family, I love you. Thank you for being a part of my family and for being here with me every single week when I upload. I truly appreciate your support. I just love coming on here and posting videos and seeing all the amazing feedback from you guys. You guys are truly awesome, and I would love it if we had more family to join the party. So yeah, so if you guys also want to follow me on all my other social media accounts, I will link them in the box below. That's all I have for you guys today. So I love you so much, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!